Everyone, it's your best friend Pete, part-time Exile, and this will be about what I will most likely play on the early access date, which will be the Witch, and most likely will be the Bloodmage. I have a bunch of things I want to show. Probably the reason why, well, not the reason why I'm playing Bloodmage, but the reason why, of course, I'm just playing their stock standard Essence Drain Contagion. Unfortunately, well, it's not unfortunately, but I think I probably have to play or use minions along with the class if I don't play Essence Drain Contagion, because according to not open world, Goblin Inc. through the video, which PoE 2 exclusive deep dive, he mentioned that there's a gem that says every time you cast a spell, you drain 100% of your life from a minion, and the spell gains 40% more damage. So there's a good chance I'm going to have to use minions to deal more damage, because the gems, there aren't that many support gems for an actual damage over time build, chaos damage over time build. There's lots of poison stuff, but not specifically chaos damage over time. So if we could take, so this is PoE DB, but just for Path of Exile 2, so it's PoE 2 DOB or DB. So I'm on the on my gems page, and I just click support gems, and I just typed in chaos. So these, all the added chaos damage, added cold damage, added fire, they're all only for attacks now, not for just generic damage. So there is a support here supposedly that is, I don't think this is a support gem. I don't know why it's here, but I know there's maybe it is a support gem, but that's kind of insane if it just gives +1 chaos skills. That will be used most likely in Essence Drain. And then there are something else. I don't know how the impending doom would work, but yeah, most likely not. However, Decaying Hex is something you could turn it supports curse skills, so you can put it in Despair and it turns into Bane from the sound of it. So you socket this into Despair. It says supported skills inflict decay, dealing 30% of intelligence as chaos per second. So it sounds like it turns into a Bane, which is actually kind of insane because it scales off intelligence. So you're gonna be obviously intelligence stacking or attribute stacking. And yeah, there is one of the nodes that was released, Spaghettification, which gives 7% increase in attributes, also chaos damage, and a little bit of move speed. The others, I don't know how big of a downside either of these are, but yeah. Going for that Decaying Hex support sounds along with Despair seems like it could be a thing. Obviously Contagion. Contagion changed a little bit. It only affects a single enemy now, as before in PoE 1, it's an AoE ability, but this is a single target. And it spreads the chaos damage over time to nearby enemies when they die. So, and it says the other, I think, different thing is it increases damage by 100% for each debuff transmitted, up to 300%. But it says deals 1.8 base chaos damage per second. So I don't actually, the problem with Essence Drain is there's nothing here that specifies, what is it? Damage over time ability. What is the duration? Is this all it is? And then when you use this with Contagion, there's just not enough information, unfortunately. It's just something I have to play with. But from again, Goblin Inc.'s gameplay, he mentions that Essence Drain Contagion is still one of the best clear skills available. So I don't think it'll be a problem with Essence Drain Contagion, because this is, I mean, let's be real. Probably gonna play it. There is this spell, I believe, I think in the review, it mentioned that this skill, I don't believe Jonathan mentioned how it scales, but if the enemy has a damage over time or chaos over effect on them, this hits. I don't know how it works, unfortunately. There is also Profane Ritual, where I believe, I don't know how good it's gonna be, because it takes 2 seconds to explode, I believe. The only reason you would use it is because you gain a power charge when the corpse is consumed. So you cast it on a corpse, so it marks a corpse, dealing damage over time to nearby enemies. So it lasts for 2 seconds, and it says the ritual weight is 1.8 meters. I don't know if this is the same as PoE 1, the meters. So if it is, it might be a little bit, probably a bit of the Righteous Fire radius if you have several radius nodes, I believe. Yeah. So it sounds like it could be okay, but I don't know. And maybe you just use this to add a little bit more damage over time, or just to honestly just get more power charges. And then there is the Spirit Gem that has Withering Presence, so you can wither enemies in your presence, and it costs 30 spirit. So this is the new reservation system, spirit. So most likely, I'm assuming I'll be using Withering Presence and minions to cover my spirit. Also, where is it? The support gems. So there is just a generic damage over time. There is one here. Drain ailment. Support spells that deal non-ailment damage over time. So the Essence Drain and Contagion isn't a ailment, it's a debuff. So you may have to, honestly, I have no idea. It says, consume a random ailment on the target when inflicting damage over time debuffs, causing the debuff to deal 30%, 5% more damage if an ailment was consumed. And if you look on Contagion Gem, it says it affects with the debuff. So I'm assuming, if you look at Essence Drain, chaos damage over time debuff. So it is possible that drain ailments, if you can somehow put some sort of other debuff or ailment on the enemy, you can get 35% more damage with the debuff itself. So that's possible to get a bunch more damage here. There is another support, Intense Agony. Is this the one? Yeah, support spells that deal non-element damage over time. Causes them to have a shorter duration but more damage over time. However, it's only on full life enemies. So, and with this, there's also Swift Affliction. 35% more damage over non-ammo damage. However, this is a 20% less duration. So if you use both of these, it is a 45% less duration. I really wish because there's so many different things with PoE 2 compared to PoE 1, so I don't even know how long this would last. The Essence Drain debuff. So it is interesting. So if we look at regular Essence Drain on PoE 1, the duration is 3.8 seconds, a base duration. So hopefully it's around this ballpark area. And then you can probably scale duration. And at that case, at that point, maybe even, I believe there's a more duration support. I believe. I swear I saw it somewhere. Increase. No, that's not the one. I swear I saw something that was less duration. More duration. Okay, yeah. So it has 40% more skill effect duration. So at that point, if you have two gems that have a substantial amount of DPS, honestly, just adding more skill effect duration might just be good. And if you look at the Path of Exile's little teaser they had, just looking at the staff itself, it says +5 to all lightning spell gems. So I'm assuming you can get this for all elements, including chaos. So that's a +5 chaos would be insane. And it has spell damage and mono. So all three of these most likely would be insane on yeah, Essence Drain. Don't know if this is common or not. It doesn't look very common, but it is a thing. And you could use Sigil Power, I guess. Again, I just don't know how Essence Drain, Contagion, all these spells interact now. But yeah, that's what I'll probably be playing. And also, again, the reason for Bloodmage is because, so in an interview with Jonathan, he mentioned that he forgot to mention that every orb you pick up adds your life. So if you get the maximum amount of life remnants, the life orbs, you have pretty much double the life. So he forgot to mention that when you pick up the orbs, you gain more life. I don't know. It's probably for some base period of time. I don't know how long. And then number 2, this one, gain energy shield from equipped body armor as extra maximum life. This also seems these two seem very, very, very good. Unfortunately, I don't think either of these would be useful for Essence Drain. But again, who knows? Oh, this one probably most likely won't be, unless something changes with how crit damage and damage over time for chaos works with, again, Essence Drain or Contagion. So maybe just something changes and this is actually good. But yeah, also in the open road games, it's mentioned, Jonathan mentions that there's a specter that creates pods that increase chaos damage taken by enemies. So this is the specter, and it creates these purple pods that increase damage taken by enemies. So in here, Jonathan mentioned it's probably better for bosses, but who knows? It could be just good in general. But yeah, I will most likely be paying Essence Drain Contagion. I don't think it'll change. My mind was made up when they mentioned that the Huntress wasn't in the early access. I really want to play Huntress, but well, I guess go to my bread and butter, Essence Drain Contagion. Unfortunately, again, it kind of sucks that I have to play. I don't have to, but it sounds like it's incentivized that you should play minions along with others with spells. A little annoying, but whatever. It is what it is. Just see how it plays out. Sounds fun. I hope. Yeah. Hope everything turns out well. And if you listen to that one interview with Talkative Try, Jonathan mentioned they didn't expect so many supporter pack sales. There, so probably more than 500,000 people playing, which is kind of insane. I hope you didn't take off for work on the 6th, because I highly doubt the servers are gonna do well. I took off the week after. I took off on the Monday and Tuesday, not the Friday. But yep, this is what I'll be playing. Bloodmage, most likely. Essence Drain Contagion with some minion support. Yeah. Take care, have fun, and I'll see you when Path of Exile 2 is released, or early access. Take care, have fun, and remember, you're the best.